Wasn't raised in a family where we sat around and thought about self-awareness. We thought about, you know, getting up and going to work or going to school or whatever it was. And, for me, self-awareness means that you spend time thinking about what you feel and what you think and your emotions and what's the difference between, when you're centered and not centered. And then how do you manage all that? What's the processes you have to manage that? And for me, I'm an emotional person. I'm naturally emotional creative. And so one of the things I had to figure out is if I get off center, if I wake up and I have a day where I know that I'm not the best, most, optimized version of myself, what am I going to do to spin myself back around to get myself more centered? And so one of the tools that I use is something that I call halts, and it's a mix of some other tools, but I ask the questions like, am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Am I tired? And am I sick? And am I stressed? And based on those answers, can I find a way to solve my problem and pivot things? Or maybe I just need to go take a nap or go have some food or go for a walk. Um, Also, I think that one of the other things I do is I try to start every day with a cup of coffee and my journaling and fitness so that every day I start off rather than off center, I start off being centered. And what I do in my journaling is I express gratitude. I read a promise from the Bible and I read a verse about trusting God and I journal on those things. And then if I have time, I will do a mind dump, like what I call a brain dump, and it's writing, it's morning pages. And at that point, I'm just about ready for anything that happens during the day, including a Siberian Husky who seems to want to interrupt my video. But but again, going back to the point is that self-awareness is mindfulness of you and your life. Now, I was not raised in a home where you're sitting around going, my dad is a logger, a lumberjack, if you will. Some of you might call him lumberjack, depending on where you're from. He's a hardworking person. So was my grandfather, a lot of other people. I don't think they were sitting around going, gosh, I need to think more about my self-awareness. That's not, I think they knew themselves well, but different people have different ways of coping with, you know, different stress related things. Like some people, when they're not being self-aware, instead of self-awareness, that might lead a lack of self-awareness might lead to things like addiction or abuse or, you know, how you treat people. And so my goal and my self-awareness was really I wanted to have like really better sort of like mental and physical health was my goal. So hit me up if you've got any questions. I'll be talking more about this as we go. Have a great day.